Hi everyone, welcome back to Miss Alvarado's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over Tuesday's Give Me 5 for page number 5. If you haven't already wrote these comparison symbols somewhere on your paper, go ahead and do that, just in case you might forget what each symbol means. So that for the first problem on Tuesday, they're wanting you to compare 24 and 4/10 compared to 24 and 38/100. Okay, so remember when we're comparing numbers and we're reading it, we have to read it from left to right. So they want to know, is 24 and 4/10 greater than, less than, or equal to 24 and 38/100? Okay, now a misconception that a lot of students make is they're like, oh well, here's 24 and here's 24. Okay, here's a 4 and here's a 38. So in their brain, they're like, okay, well, 38 is greater than 4, so the answer is less than, okay? But that is not correct. That's not true, boys and girls. Why is that not correct? That's right, because that 4 is not a regular old 4. That's 4/10. It's in the tens place. So what's 4/10? That's really a 40. That placeholder 0. It's a good visual right there. So because that 4 is in the tens place, and if we go over here to our other number, that 3 is in the tens place. So which one's greater? The 4 in the tens place or the 3 in the tens place? That's right, the 4. So boys and girls, the correct answer for this problem is 24 and 4/10 is greater than 24 and 38/100. Greater than. Because that 4 is in the tens place. Okay? So good job. All right, next column. They want you to round to the underlined place value. Well, for this question, what place value do they have underlined? That's right. They have the 10,000 place value underlined. So they want you to either round, let me get my eraser out. They either want you to round down to 10,000 or they want you to round up to 20,000. Those are the nearest 10,000s for this number. So I'm going to write this number, 18,449. The place value that is underlined is the 10,000. So that means we're either going to round down to 10,000 or we're going to round up to 20,000. Now step 1, underline the place value they want you to round to. Step 2, circle the number to the right, because the number that you circle is going to tell you if you're going to be rounding down or if you're going to be rounding up. This is where we apply our rounding rules, boys and girls. The number that we circled, is it 5 or more, raise the score, or is it 4 or less, let it rest? That's right, the 8 falls under 5 or more, so we're going to raise the score. And your final answer is 20,000. So I'm going to write 20,000 on my paper. Remember, if your answer has a comma or a decimal, then you need to be sure to input it just like that on your Google form, because it's going to count it wrong. Okay, next question. They're wanting you to subtract 53 and 3/10 minus 12 and 25/100. So I went ahead and set it up with the standard algorithm vertically. My top number is always the bigger number, and then I'm making sure to line up my decimals like the buttons on my shirt. Okay? Now let's start. Well, I can't subtract 5 from nothing, so I'm going to put a placeholder 0 there. And that's okay. You can add a 0 behind a number. that placeholder 0. Now we can subtract. Well, I can't really give Jordan 5 pieces of candy if I have none. So I'm going to go to my next door neighbor and he's going to give me one. So it's going to make that 0 a 10. And since he gave me 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. Yes, that's a 2. A funky looking 2. Okay? 10 minus 5 equals 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. Drop your decimals straight down. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 5 minus 1 is 4. Your final answer is 41 and 5/100. Okay, so write that on your paper, show your work, and make sure to input that decimal exactly how it is in your Google Forms. The next column, we are seeing a strip diagram again. So go ahead and take this time to label your strip diagrams and its parts. What are you missing? What do you have? And based on what you have in your strip diagram, are we going to be adding or subtracting? So let me get my highlighter. I always highlight the missing part. Boys and girls, what are we missing in this strip diagram? That's right, we're missing our whole. So we're going to add, because I know that this part plus this part together is going to equal my whole. Okay, so let's go ahead and add those two numbers up. Make sure when you set up your numbers that you're lining them up by place value. So 14,347 plus 2,839. So your paper should look something like this. You noticed that one's kind of crooked, but all my numbers are lined up by place value. Now let's go ahead and start adding. 7 plus 9 is 16. Drop the 6, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. Drop the 1, carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, and 1 plus nothing is 1. And then I put my comma to separate my place values. Your answer is 17,186. $17,186. And last but certainly not least, my favorite part is the multiplication facts. Boys and girls, 9 times 9 is 81. 8 times 8 is 64. And 6 times 6 is 36. All right, boys and girls, great job today. You have your answers for Tuesday's Give Me 5. Make sure you go into Google Classroom, click on the Google form for the appropriate day, and input these answers. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.